started with the sound of crying. Not soft, hidden sobs, but the kind that echoed through the marble halls of Brookstone Academy. Every student knew that sound. It belonged to Lily Carmichael, the billionaire's daughter nobody could handle. Teachers had quit because of her. Tutors came and went like passing seasons. Even the principal avoided her when she was in one of her moods. But that day, as her voice carried down the corridor, it wasn't anger, it was loneliness. And the only one who dared to walk toward the sound was the janitor. Hey everyone, welcome to your channel name, the place where real stories remind us that kindness can change everything. If you believe in compassion, second chances, and the goodness that still exists in people, make sure to subscribe, like, and share your thoughts in the comments. Now, let's dive into today's story, one that proves sometimes the right person shows up when the world least expects it. Frank Miller wasn't the kind of man people noticed. Every morning, he pushed his cleaning cart through the shiny floors of Brookstone Academy, his worn shoes squeaking faintly against the tiles. He was a single dad, quiet and kind, with tired eyes that carried more stories than he ever told. He didn't complain when the students laughed at his old uniform or when parents ignored his greetings. He was just grateful for the job. It paid enough to keep his daughter, Emma, fed, clothed, and safe. After losing his wife years ago, Emma was all he had, and every decision he made was for her. That morning, as he mopped near the art room, he heard Lily crying. Everyone else had learned to avoid her. She's spoiled, they said. Untouchable. But Frank didn't see a spoiled child. He heard pain in that voice, the kind that only someone who's lost something can make. He gently knocked on the door before opening it. Inside, the room was a mess. Paint splattered across the walls, brushes broken, and a half-finished canvas torn down the middle. Lily sat in the middle of it all, hugging her knees, mascara running down her cheeks. What are you looking at? She snapped when she noticed him. Frank didn't flinch. Just someone having a rough day, he said softly, setting down his mop. She glared at him, expecting judgment or pity, but there was none. Just calm kindness in his voice. You wouldn't understand, she muttered. Maybe not, Frank replied, but I'm a good listener. That simple sentence was the first time anyone had spoken to her like a person, not a problem. She didn't say a word after that, but she didn't ask him to leave either. Frank quietly started picking up the brushes, humming an old tune his daughter loved. Lily watched him for a while, confused. Why wasn't he afraid of her? Why wasn't he walking out like everyone else? Over the next few days, Frank kept his usual route, but somehow, his cleaning schedule always took him near the art room. And somehow, Lily always ended up there too. She never said much, but he'd nod, smile, and carry on. One afternoon, he found her staring at a blank canvas. It's useless, she said bitterly. Nothing ever looks the way I want it to. Frank leaned against his mop handle. When Emma, my daughter, was little, she used to draw pictures that didn't look like much either. But I kept every single one. Why? Lily asked, frowning. Because it wasn't about how perfect they were, he said. It was about how much of her heart she put into them. Lily looked down, thinking. That night, she stayed late at the academy, painting quietly. When Frank came by to lock up, he found her asleep beside a new canvas, soft colors, hopeful shapes. He smiled and covered her with his jacket before turning off the lights. The next week, a charity art show was announced at Brookstone. Students were encouraged to submit their work, but Lily refused. No one will care, she said when Frank asked. They'll just say my dad bought the trophy for me. Frank knelt beside her. Then paint something money can't buy, he said simply. Those words stayed with her. For the next few days, Lily worked harder than ever. She skipped lunch, stayed after school, and poured every feeling she'd hidden for years into her art. Anger, sadness, hope, it all came out on the canvas. Frank was there every day, sweeping floors, fixing broken chairs, or just listening when she needed to talk. Slowly, Lily began to smile again. She started helping him clean up, laughing when she accidentally knocked over his mop bucket. One afternoon, she asked, "Why are you always so kind to me? You don't even know me." Frank looked at her for a moment before answering. Because once, someone was kind to me when I didn't deserve it either. Lily didn't ask who. She could see the truth in his eyes. The night of the art show arrived. Parents, teachers, and donors filled the grand hall. Lily stood near the back, nervously holding her canvas, a painting of a janitor's hands holding a broken brush that had been taped back together. Below it, she had written one simple title, Mended. Frank, dressed in his cleanest shirt, tried to stay invisible at the edge of the room. He didn't belong among suits and gowns, but Lily spotted him and waved. When the judges announced the winners, the room fell silent as Lily's name was called for Best Expression of Emotion. Murmurs rippled through the crowd, some surprised, others doubtful. But as the spotlight hit her painting, even the harshest critics went quiet. Lily stepped on stage, clutching her small trophy. Her father, billionaire Richard Carmichael, sat in the front row looking stunned. For the first time in years, he saw his daughter's eyes light up, not with defiance, but with pride. When she spoke, her voice trembled. "I didn't do this alone," she said. "Someone showed me that kindness doesn't come from wealth or status, it comes from the heart. And this painting is for him." She turned toward Frank. The crowd followed her gaze. Gasps spread through the hall as everyone realized she was talking about the janitor. Frank froze, embarrassed, but Lily smiled at him. "Thank you, Mr. Miller, for seeing me when no one else did." Tears filled his eyes, and even the billionaire father stood up, clapping first. One by one, everyone joined in until the entire hall was on its feet. After the show, Richard Carmichael approached Frank. "You did what money couldn't," he said quietly. "You reached her." Frank just shook his head. "All I did was listen." The billionaire nodded slowly. "Maybe that's exactly what she needed." Richard offered him a promotion, head of maintenance with better pay, full benefits, and tuition assistance for his daughter. But Frank's real reward was the friendship he'd built with Lily and the lesson she taught him too, that even the hardest hearts can be softened with genuine care. Weeks passed, and the academy began to change. Students started greeting Frank with respect. Teachers mentioned Lily's transformation as a miracle. She no longer lashed out or isolated herself. Instead, she volunteered to help younger students paint, always saying, "Everyone just needs someone to believe in them." Frank and Lily often met in the art room after classes ended. They'd share stories about Emma in school, and sometimes they'd paint side by side. One afternoon, as Lily cleaned her brushes, she smiled and said, "You know, Mr. Miller, you saved me." Frank chuckled softly. "No, kid. You saved yourself. I just reminded you that you could." Years later, when Emma graduated high school, Lily attended the ceremony as a special guest. She had started an art foundation for underprivileged kids, inspired by her friendship with Frank. On stage, she announced a scholarship in his name, the Frank Miller Kindness Grant, given to students who showed compassion and humility. As the crowd cheered, Frank sat in the audience, tears glistening in his eyes. His daughter squeezed his hand and whispered, "Mom would be proud." He smiled through the emotion. "Kindness has a way of coming full circle," he said softly. In the end, this story isn't about a billionaire's daughter or a humble janitor. It's about what happens when we choose kindness over judgment, patience over anger, and understanding over distance. Because sometimes, the smallest act, a smile, a word, or simply showing up, can change someone's entire world. And who knows? That person might just turn out to be the one who changes yours. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe to your channel name, where every story reminds us that no matter who we are or what we have, kindness will always be our greatest strength. Because kindness can do the impossible.